Okay, I have pressed the record button, and that wonderful, funny conversation that we were all chuckling at, that we really, really enjoyed, with future plot hooks mentioned, is lost to posterity. No one will ever know what happened, and we'll all forget it by next week.
Eurovision.
Blah, blah, cheers.
I'm European. I'll never forget about Eurovision.
Oh no, it wasn't Eurovision that I'm talking about. You were talking about Eurovision.
Now I'm concerned.
Hello and welcome to Pack Tactics Season 4. This is Kobolds that went into space and then landed, by a loose definition of landed. And I'm Crash, I'll be your DM for the evening. Tonight I'm joined by a bunch of awesome people, including Chris, Beth, Ellie, Io, and Jen. What happened last session?
Methods.
Murder.
Hawking.
Walking.
Radiation? Oh no, you said walking,
probably.
not hawking.
Right. That too.
Yes,
I don't want to see the walking radiation.
No radiation methods. No radiation methods.
No radiation
I can make methods out of
method.
anything. Just wait for my
Please
soup
don't!
methods. There will be soup methods.
Oh, no.
Well, there was already a soup elemental.
There was. That's
There
true.
was a soup elemental, which was much better than the sewage elemental, which you all cheered for.
That's because we summoned it.
Yeah.
The soup
The DM is
elemental was
massaging
summoned
his
by our
temple.
enemies.
It's true.
This is
Waiter,
an
there's
audio only
elemental in my
format,
soup.
so I have to say that I am literally massaging my temples right now.
Okay.
It's something that happened last season.
Yeah.
Anyway. Yes, you did have a long conversation with a particular barbarian who you charmed, and then you decided, you know, the barbarian's village is a silly place. Let's not go there. And you just took all of my notes about what was going to happen in that session, walked them over
And
to
crumpled
my
them up.
shredder, ran them through the shredder, and then immediately put them in the incinerator. And that's
Because
okay.
we're bad
special
at
like that.
diplomacy. And we
Uh-huh.
decided that on account of us being bad at diplomacy, we should probably not do diplomacy.
I wanted to burn the village to the ground.
I was here for that content if you were willing to attempt it.
I'm still willing to attempt it.
And that's why
Yeah.
we're not doing diplomacy.
In my headcanon, there was one portion of the walking where somebody, or possibly more than one somebody, was just pulling Navix by the tail while Navix was trying to walk in the other direction towards the village with his hands on fire, going, but just a few fires. They'll spread. They'll spread.
Sounds about right.
Yeah, I'm giving you that headcanon.
It was after the wonderful board game night that you played with the awakened being that I still haven't said exactly what species it is. To be honest, you're not quite sure.
But I've seen it. I know what it looks like.
Yeah, it's friend-shaped. One of the few things you've seen on this planet that you consider to be friend-shaped.
I don't even consider the people I'm with friends.
I think canonically you've decided that they're not.
Yes.
The most generous description I think you could give them would be work associates.
I think the most generous description I
know.
gave them was tolerable.
That is very kind of you.
I know,
Character development.
right?
Well, you did decide you were going to walk towards somewhere else. I think a city? Possibly a city. That does seem to be where you're heading. But as dawn is not here yet, but starting to approach, you have been walking all night. You were, in fact, approached by a bunch of mephits, 5 of them to be precise, apparently, if you're looking at the map. And we ended that session not rolling for initiative. We started right before this recording rolling for initiative. And so Navix, with a 22.
Yes. Navix will scream at the mephits, "Fear me!" And he will use.
We
his
no
bonus
fear
action.
you not mephits. We no fear mephits either. Yeah, true.
Just sniggers, and then bonus action wild shape into a link form.
A what form?
Link.
Okay, Lynx. Lynx.
Yes.
Okay, because there was a bit of difficulty with
My
pronouncing
accent.
it when you were saying it. So for the briefest of moments, I thought you were going to turn into a somewhat elfish-looking character wearing a green outfit with a floppy hat.
Oh,
Yeah, I
for
also
sure.
heard link form.
Mm-hmm.
Link.
Then you equip your ocarina.
No!
Oh no.
Ocarina? Did you say ocarina?
I'm the one that's getting the
I have
ocarina, not
mine.
you. I'm the one that's getting the ocarina, not you.
I have
She is willing to provide sound effect.
Oh my gosh. I have one of those too, but I'm not willing to provide sound effects right now.
Digressions aside,
Sorry.
what does Link's Navix do other than need a lot of extra batteries?
Link's Navix is going to jump over at this method to do a bite and claw attack. Grr, grr.
All right.
So it's a plus because D&D Beyond, as amazing as you are, your wild shape character sheets don't have rollable dice yet. Fix it. So D20 for first attack. So that's a 19 plus 5. I think that'll hit.
Narrowly hit.
I narrowly hit. Okay, wonderful. So D10. That's a 7 plus. What am I plussing to that? 3. So 10 damage for piercing. And that was with the bite. A natural 20 on the claw. So 2d8. 7 plus 3. 10 slashing. Grr. That's all the things I have.
All right. It is, I want to say bloodied. The mechanics say bloodied, but it's made of foul-smelling, almost charcoalish smoke. I mean, if you mix charcoal with oil, that's kind of what it smells like. And more of that is leaking out of the wounds you have carved in it.
Oh, just for reference, Navix's Lynx form, it's a green fur with patches of purple that are in the shapes of orchids.
That is mildly concerning.
It's a large green cat with green fur. Is there a barbarian nearby talking about the power of Grayskull?
It's got purple patches that are shaped like orchids.
Is Navix now stating that his secret is that he's always angry?
I mean, it is.
That's not a secret.
How many,
That is
how
not a
many
secret.
sessions have you played with Navix?
Yeah, well, my thing here is that this is not a secret. We know Navix.
Like, the
All
bear form
joking-
was also green.
All joking aside, this is
And then
really
I was set on
cool.
fire.
And also terrifying to any opponent of Navix's in this form, unless you're a Mephit, because the Mephit doesn't seem to really be phased by this, even though it's near its equivalent of death. Longcap, would you like to do something about death?
Not for multiple levels.
Well, you could do part
Nice.
A of doing things about death.
Also, for some reason, I never hit a long rest on my character sheet.
Press that button.
Yeah, you have all canonically, blah, blah, blah. I can
Canonically?
speak. Canonically, yes. You've canonically had a lang rest.
Alley.
I think it's a city. Hello, Albel Rodeo. Where is the... No, I do not want to... Stop that. Stop that. Stop summoning things.
Bad elbow. Bad.
I'm
Stop
a
summoning
little
elves.
concerned that Longcap is casting a summon spell. There's enough things in the initiative already.
No, somehow Firefox, as in the web browser, summoned every single window out of my dock.
Oh wow.
That's bad.
Bad Firefox. Bad.
It's impressive.
Okay, now I can see Albert Rodeo again.
Oh my gosh.
I appreciate that the labels on the Mephits, well, any icon in Albert Rodeo, change size according to how many letters there are. I don't like it for beings with long names because then they get smaller and smaller until you can't read it anymore. But for the Mephits, I just named them letters to differentiate which one was which. And the names are just as large as the Mephits. Each of them is equipped with a letter-based shield. Which does not help at all against Link's attacks, apparently.
Too bad for them.
Did I ever put new spells in my spell book when I leveled up? Oh, yeah. For some reason, I took ritual spells. Why did I do that?
I'm sure the Mephits will hang around for 10 minutes for us.
Anyway. This is a very inconvenient battlefield arrangement. Let's see. I am going to point at method A, which I have a clear line of sight to, and cast Ray of Sickness.
Nice.
Let's see.
It's not down with that, by the way.
I got that one.
I'm glad it's not singing.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, the lieutenant is down.
Oh, shoot. Give me a second.
Mephits are not made out of water, are they?
Some are. These are not.
Alas.
Were you going to cast Shape Water on the Mephits?
I was thinking destroy water, actually, but, you know.
There you go. The lieutenant's back up.
I mean, they're steam meth, I think.
They are not steam.
They appear to be smoky Mephits.
No, they are not, in fact, wearing Forest Ranger hats.
I said smoky Mephits, not smoky bears.
No, that's Navix.
Indeed.
They could be Smokey Robinson Mephits.
Hmm.
All right.
I want to use my inspiration.
You may use your inspiration.
I don't think that's that much better.
No, you went from an 8 to a 14, and the biggest difference is that's a hit.
Oh! Okay, the method needs to... Well, first it needs to take 2d8, in this case 7, poison damage.
All right, it takes no poison damage.
Curses.
I'm guessing it's also immune to the poisoned condition.
It is. And apparently now, even though they're somewhat incorporeal, after getting hit by this ray of sickness, it does appear to now have a six-pack, which is somewhat disturbing, but it's flexing on all of you.
You boosted the Mephit. The Mephit likes the poison.
I could bite the Mephit.
But now it's probably poisonous.
Huh. I thought I was resistant to poison, but apparently I'm not.
Ooh, we like you. You feed Mephits.
Do you like
we do
me
that more-
enough to not attempt to attack me?
Meh.
I mean, we could feed them more if they'd go away. They're not
Okay.
going
These
away.
long silences are alarming.
Well, next in the initiative, it's a shared initiative. And Deza, you are one of the two beings who gets to go. So what do you do?
Who was Grick?
I have no
The
idea.
barbarian.
I just saw a notice that said Grick left the party on
Saw
Albo
that
Radio.
too.
Oh.
I assumed it was a creature name because...
Oh, it's me.
Yeah. And there's
I-
someone
Gotcha.
named Horned Devil that's in Albert Rodeo as well.
I assume that's Chris.
Oh, okay, so that's carrying over from a different game. Okay.
Yeah, it saves the preferences in your browser. So if you're using the same browser, it keeps the same name.
Right. My phone closed, so it made me go away, and then I came back again when I opened my phone. Because Albert Rodeo is not being kind to my ancient Firefox on my more ancient computer, and I can't actually see anything except a green field.
Tragically, you may have to consider the implications of being two characters all from phone booth.
Look, if I'm two characters in a phone booth, that just means I'm Superman.
That's fair.
Well, we are all from another planet.
True.
Yes.
That's true. Maybe I should try flying.
EO, which Mephit did you attack?
A.
Okay, that's what I thought. I just wanted to make sure.
It's the one I have a clear line of sight to. I was going to cast Color Spray, but we are not in a good configuration for Color Spray.
No,
Yeah, when
that
the
acted.
Mephits popped out, they swarmed around you deliberately. Apparently, they've learned enough that if they bunch up, Fireball's a thing that happens.
Well, I'm going to spend a bonus action to cast Sanctuary on Utashi.
Okay. What's it do?
That means anybody who wants to attack you has to make a wisdom saving throw or attack someone else or you lose their action.
Oh, Mephits are very wise.
And then I'm going to throw a punch at D. If I can get D&D, if I can get my mouse and D&D Beyond to cooperate. That's an 18 to hit.
An 18 to hit with a punch to the Mephit. All right.
And it's a straight 2 damage.
Okay, now it's time for the other being that has an 8 for initiative.
Percy, what are you doing?
Apparently
Sneezing.
that's Percy.
Oh.
Sneezing.
You hear a battle cry. Well, your first thought is that's a battle cry. That's someone screaming as they run to battle. But it pauses partway through for a coughing, hacking fit. A little bit of wheeze. And then it continues. This is not graceful, by the way, at all, if you didn't guess. Mm-hmm. And an old man appears on the scene. He's bald on top. He's got a very long white beard. He's wearing somewhat ragged robes. And he's carrying what appears to be a long staff.
Hello, Dungeon
reminds
Master.
me-
No, out of character.
He
He's a bit too
reminds
tall to be
me
the Dungeon Master.
of Old Cap, but human. And therefore
He puts
using
the-
a real beard instead of wearing a fake beard.
He puts the wizened in wizard.
Murder!
Are you sure these aren't pollen methods?
I think they're pollution methods.
Back to the 9 hells with you! And this old guy waves his arm in a sweeping gesture where it's almost like a full circle where it goes up and down behind him and back up again. And as the hand comes up from the lowest part of the arc, the weeds underneath Mephit C reach up and lash out at Mephit C.
And suddenly we're all on a different planet.
Oh, you better
Send
not
us
be.
back.
Can I roll
Respect.
Arcana?
That's a 25 to hit. You may roll Arcana, yeah.
Dang.
May I also do that?
You may also do that. And let's see.
21.
12.
Okay.
I just want to say, I think Old Man's got the best roll of the season so far.
Well, it wasn't a nat 20, but there was a bonus.
And if it wasn't a nat 20, I think it's a bonus bigger than any of us have.
In my defense,
well,
I have quite low stats.
Also, it could have been a 19 with a +6, because then that would be what I have.
Yeah,
Oh,
my
okay.
highest
Yeah, I've got a couple 5s, but
my highest stat modifier is +2.
I am upset that even though spells are included in D&D Beyond for NPC things like monsters and stuff, you can't roll the damage for spells built in. And that's really annoying. Even though D&D Beyond is a wonderful product, not a sponsor, but hey, call me. That is 10 points of damage. And what do you want to know with your Arcana rolls?
I want to know what he cast.
Yeah,
Thorn Whip.
nice.
yeah, I just looked up Old Man in the monsters section, and now I understand.
Yeah. What's really dangerous is you notice that Albert Rodeo, I picked a grassy field for your map. You are all on his lawn, which means he has lair actions.
Oh no.
That's what I was afraid of.
Which is why I assumed we were all on another planet at this point.
Okay, and Dazel's already gone. So, Utashi.
There's not you can't get much more off my lawn.
Yeah, it's true.
Team Hedgehog Militia's blasting off again.
Oh no.
Exactly.
Okay. So it seems like we need to either fight these things or distract them. Let's see. I can do Word of Radiance on one of them. So probably the one I'm looking at, E. I'm gonna do.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that. Okay, so.
I love how we're not doing any concentrated fire at all.
No. I got a 3. 3 damage.
It looks like that was damage for Word of Radiance. Does Word of Radiance require a saving throw?
I have no idea. There's one box, so I clicked it.
Okay, then it probably does. The
Okay.
spell would say what?
Oh, okay.
Saving throw needs to be
You utter a divine word and burning radiance erupts from you. Each creature of your choice that you can see within range must succeed on a constitution saving throw or take 1d6 radiant damage.
Okay, so con save. What would the save be? What's your spell save? It would list it in.
Oh,
the-
11?
Okay, so how many targets? Does it give a maximum? Because it just says
says each creature of your choice that you can see within range, and the range is 5 feet.
Okay. Oh, all right. So you only have one that actually you'd have to move. You'd have to move closer to E to do this.
Okay, I'll do that.
Those are 5-foot hexes.
Yeah.
Well, I guess here.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah. So I will make a con save for it.
Okay.
I need to be in the Mephits sheet in order to do a con save for a Mephit. Utashi is not making a con save against Utashi. That would
be I don't mean to interrupt, but if the warded creature makes an attack, casts a spell that affects an enemy, or deals damage to another creature, Sanctuary ends.
Oh.
Does that change what you want to do?
I'm not sure Utashi's smart enough to understand that, so she's probably going to do this anyway. Yeah.
You didn't have a... All right, so if we get attacked by Mephits on the way to the city, here's how we plan this out meeting.
No, they didn't.
It was assumed you wouldn't need one because Navix already had the plan. Murder.
Right.
What other plan do you need? Yeah.
I am succeeding in my plan currently.
Oh yeah, pretty much. You've done more damage than the rest of them.
Right. And Utashi already has, in the previous battle with the barbarians, like come out of cover to go attack one. So I think she's just either overestimating her skill or not smart enough to understand the repercussions. You know?
All fair and valid. By the way, I rolled a 16 for the spell save, so...
Oh, yeah. Impulsive.
Was that a cantrip you cast?
It was a cantrip, yes.
Okay, so that will fizzle.
Okay.
And then, unless you have a bonus action you wish to do, it's Sori's turn.
I can. Let's see. I could do, it's a concentration one, but it's Shield of Faith. A shimmering field appears and surrounds a creature of your choice within range, granting it... that's not the same thing as I thought it was. It's a bonus action. It is a bonus action. Yeah, I don't know.
Shield yourself. Shield yourself.
How close am I to this? Like, can it touch me? The Mephit?
You're within 5 feet of it, so yes.
I'm within 5 feet of it. Oh, and the thing I want to do is an action, so I've already done an action. So no, I'm done, I guess.
You're close enough to know it smells really bad.
Yeah. So if I'm... Yeah, the thing I want to do is not a bonus action.
It's like when the engineers tried to have a cookout in the engine room for the spaceship. It smells similar to that.
Oh.
And Sniv said, "We're not doing that anymore." You see, I killed him off and I still have to do his voice.
Yes, you do.
Sorry, it is your turn.
Serves you right. Sori is going to make sure that E does not attack the ineffective kobold by hopefully being more effective by slamming Sacred Flame down on E.
Okay.
Sacred Flame is a cantrip. Woo.
Yep.
That's save of Dex 12.
Okay. That is exactly 12.
That means they save, doesn't it?
I believe so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Curses.
No, Sacred Flame, not curses.
Well, if it doesn't work, then it's obviously going to get profaned.
We'll go with that. All right. It is now time for the Mephits, who all rolled a 4 on initiative.
Oh, wow.
Collectively or individually?
The way I added them to D&D Beyond, it had them all have the same initiative. So,
collectively.
I rolled once for all of them, and they all got 4 because of it. So, Mephit A is...
So, all for one, and 4 for all.
Yeah.
Let's see. Mephit A is going to fly up to here, so right in front of Sori. And Mephit A is going to return the favor.
Uh-oh.
I just want to say I appreciate that I can hear the pauses when Crash doesn't give me inspiration.
Do you already have it?
Before the game started, I said I appreciate having party members that hear what I don't say just as loud as what I do say.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes there needs to be a pause for me to make a will save.
But will saves aren't a thing in this edition.
Oh, I'm sorry. I meant Will Wheaton saves.
That's an expansion we don't have.
Is
Can I
that
just
a
point out, I hope
save of don't be a jerk? Wait, no, that's
Sorry,
Scalzi.
what was that, Chris?
I hope the fact that he has brought up that person's name, he gets natural ones now.
Oh.
The curse just spreads because he said the name.
The antagonists against you right now did get a 4 for initiative, and none of them are healers.
You have just cited the name of the cursed dice roller, so...
Yeah, well, whatever.
No, not well, Will.
Oh, man. Okay.
With me. The method that you buffed inhales deeply and then exhales a lot of itself, and a 15-foot long cone flies out, and I need everyone other than Navix to make a dexterity saving throw.
Okay.
Other than Navix?
Yeah, it's not facing you, so...
That was a 17 until it hit the edge of the screen.
I got a 5.
Physics.
I'm spending my inspiration.
Don't.
Okay,
What do I need
spend my
to get
inspiration.
to?
Okay, so... No, hold on. I see Deza's highest roll
What did I need to
was a
make?
13.
A 13.
Sori got a 13
21.
and a 21. You all make your save.
I got a 5.
Long kept dropped flat.
Did not. Yeah.
Longcap got a what?
A 21.
Okay.
Longcap was expecting this.
Longcap is long because Longcap is usually horizontal more than vertical. So Longcap is in their natural state, apparently. But
It is
Longcap
true.
just sort of
Longcap is
arcs out of the way.
Longcap is used to going on all fours because Longcap is slightly too long for the tunnels in Longcap's original clan.
fair and valid. Utashi, you have been hit by a wave of pollution, of smog.
I start coughing.
Yes, you are now poisoned.
Oh no.
which
Oh no,
basically
they're
means-
Smoffits.
As opposed to Muppets, yes.
Yeah.
So basically, when you are rolling attacks and saves, you will be rolling at disadvantage.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes. Oh, I should also point out, going back to what I was saying earlier about Utashi, she has a disadvantage on wisdom, so that explains much.
Okay.
Whoops.
Yeah.
Method B is not going to do the same attack. They instead are going to try to make a claw attack against the very large green cat thing.
AC for the lynx is 12.
Okay. Well, I don't believe you would accept a 9.
No, I will not.
So that does nothing. It withers.
It
Okay.
spends its inspiration.
Well, it does not spend its inspiration because it has none. The DM has it, and the DM hoards it.
With the failed attack, the lynx just roars, and y'all know that's Navix saying, "Fear me" as a lynx.
Yeah, for some reason you all have Speak with Animals cast on you for the space of 1 round. Navix is the only animal nearby. We're going to say for flavor that Method B doesn't manage to do damage to Navix because Navix has already let out the mysterious smoke that's powering it. So its attacks are getting more ineffectual as it gets weaker and weaker and there's less substance held together. With that said, Method C makes a beeline for the old man. And that is an 11 to hit. I forget the old man's AC. Oh, apparently the old man's AC is higher than that. Okay, not by much, but close enough for government work. Method D is going to try to attack Deza. That's an 8.
That won't hit a 14, no.
And Method E is going after Utashi, and that's an 18.
It's an 18.
Yes.
So
So that's going to hit.
That's gonna hit. Yeah.
And that is, I rolled a 1 on the die for hit, so that's going to be 3 points of damage.
Okay. Okay.
Not that it matters, but it's slashing damage. All right. Navix, would you like to do a murder?
Sorry, my brain melted there for a second. Yes, murder. I will. Method B is still in front of me. He didn't move out of the way. I was kind of hoping he did, so I could claw as a reaction, but it's fine. I will bite.
They are slightly
Cannot-
smarter than a bag of rocks, so it decided not to flee.
Okay, well, I doubt I'm gonna hit with a natural 2, even with a
No.
bonus of 5.
That's a nice bonus
So-
for this, but no.
So claw, dirty 20.
Oh,
Dirty 20.
yeah, you said your brain melted. That apparently is a contagious condition because I saw the 15 show up and you said dirty 20, which we all know means that the bonus brought it to 20. But my brain was saying, that's not a 20.
That's 4 slashing damage total.
How do you want to do this? You
Oh,
almost murdered it
nah.
first round.
I almost murdered it first round. I don't know. It's sludge. I claw at it and it just splatters all over the place.
Okay. It explodes.
Methods are sludge, right?
Well, it depends on the
Maybe.
method. These are made of a gaseous material, so it does explode, but it explodes into an obscuring cloud of noxious fog.
Okay. With my movement, I'm going to 5, 10, 15, 20 over here to the one with Deza, and that's my turn.
All right, method B is gone. Next up is Longcap.
Longcap is going to Longcap is going to do something that they will possibly regret and get in here so that they can line up a color spray to hit Method A and Method E.
Doing something you will possibly regret is the theme for, I think, every party I have ever DM'd for with this circle of friends. And it usually turns out very entertaining.
Yes, but Longcap has more of a sense of self-preservation than most of my characters do.
That's true.
Fair point.
But last turn, I hit a steam method a smog method in the face, and then Utashi voluntarily dismissed the sanctuary on her.
She's not very smart, you know.
You're still
thought she was
showing more
helping.
self-preservation than everyone else in the party.
Tashi is a genius. You take that back.
Oh. No, she's not.
That was press talking. I love Itachi.
Oh, I
Navik
know.
should say dumb as a doornail. But
Yes. She's just not very smart, that's all. She doesn't have a lot of wisdom.
She just needs more life experiences.
Yeah, that's it.
She
Sure,
just needs to
that's
live long
what we'll
enough
say.
to have more life experiences.
Yeah.
Longcap, you're casting color spray, right?
Methods.
Yes.
And Longcap thrusts out a hand and a cone of colored light pours out.
Ooh, more food for methods?
27 hit points of Method are blinded.
Ah! Tastes like burning! Tastes like burning! Burning? No, tastes like blindness. Blind does not have taste. Okay, Method A tastes the rainbow and is blinded. Method E has too many hit points remaining to be also blinded. And I love that I can just in Albert Rodeo click on all of the labels to put a rainbow.
Yeah, that's a
at the
nice
top of
feature.
the method. I don't think that's working as intended, but I don't care.
It's not working as they intend.
Fair. Okay. And is there any damage that goes with that, or is it just
It's
blindness?
just blindness, but it's automatic.
Okay. I thought that's how it worked, but I needed a reminder because I already looked at a 15 and thought that's not a 20. So we know my mind isn't all there. Okay, it is the old man's turn. What's the old man going to do now? He is going to say... I need to read the spell description to make sure I do it right. He waves his hand at Method C and says, Fireball! By the way, I'm going to stick with the previous Arcana checks that were rolled.
No one cast Fireball, huh?
The old man is not casting Fireball.
Is he casting anything?
Well, yes, there is a flame that is produced.
Did he cast Chromatic Orb?
No.
Oh.
And I keep having to double check because it just lists the spells and I have to compare them to his casting spell level, a dice. Okay, roll to hit. Okay, that's a 19 on the die. So that is going to hit. Roll the damage. 12 points of fire damage.
He cast Firebolt, huh?
No, it wasn't Firebolt.
Oh.
He
Well,
produced a flame.
Ah.
And, oh, well, that's convenient. Method C had 12 hit points left. I was thinking, well, they all have a lot of hit points left except for the one that was murdered by Navix. So, oh no, this one had previously taken damage. So it explodes into a cloud of smoke, and the old man starts coughing more. That's his turn.
He appears to be a druid.
If you're wondering about the silence in the edit, Crash is talking about Eurovision.
I did say Deza.
Did you say Deza?
I did.
I didn't hear it.
Oh.
I'm currently freaking out. So
Yeah, I totally missed that.
Well, it might be that I didn't push the push talk button down all the way. Who knows? But also, I edit out silences. So comments about silences make it incredibly funny. Deza, what would you like to do?
Method D has to roll a wisdom check, wisdom save against a 13 to avoid the 9 points of Toll the Dead damage that I just cast at it.
I was wondering if there was an ulterior motive for punching it, and that is exactly what I thought would happen. That is a 14.
Dang. Incidentally, Deza's Toll the Dead sounds like whipping propellers rather than a bell.
Excellent.
Oh, I love the number of Indiana Jones references that are going to happen during this campaign. It's going to be weird, though, because we're going to have our first arc and immediately go into a third arc.
Yeah.
Ark of the Covenant?
Yes.
Well, that's the end of the first arc.
True.
I think there are too many arcs in this.
And then there's going to be a third arc, and then we're just going to go into the next season.
And then there's going to be a giant flood. Sorry, I talked over you.
Gold. This is all gold. All of it. Also, Utashi, what do you do?
I'm probably gonna go hide behind Deza and Navix.
Okay, that's going to invoke an attack of opportunity.
Okay. Like I said, she's not very smart.
Well, also, they're not very strong. Oh, but that's a 19.
Oh, yeah, that's gonna hit. That's gonna hit.
That's gonna hit, and it does 4 points of slashing damage.
Okay. 4 points of damage.
Remember, when you are threatened, run towards the motor hobo.
Now, wait a minute. I didn't get my bonus action.
Oh.
I don't have anything I can do with a bonus action, but I didn't get it.
Understood. Okay. Utashi, now that you have moved and been swiped at, what would you like to do?
I'm gonna do Guiding Bolt on Method E.
Okay. Now you will have to make your attack roll at disadvantage because you are still poisoned.
Okay.
Your poisoning will end at the end of the poisoner's next turn.
Okay.
That so they're dead is irrelevant for this conversation, actually.
Okay.
Actually, no, they're blinded. They're not dead. That one's not dead.
Wait, E is blinded?
A is blinded.
And E was the one making the attack.
Yes.
Okay, so I'm gonna try to hit E.
Okay.
And so Guiding Bolt. So I roll twice and take the lower of the two. Is that right?
You should be able to right-click on the attack roll and pick disadvantage.
Okay, there it is. Disadvantage roll. I got a 10. Oh, no, I got... Well, there's a total of 11. 10, 8 plus 3, 11. I guess it commingled them.
It's an 11, yeah.
And 11 just missed, yeah.
Okay.
So, it was a good attempt.
Yeah, it was a try.
Can I give my inspiration to Utashi?
Atashi has inspiration right now.
You can use your inspiration.
Yeah, I'm going to do that and try again, if that's okay. All right. So let's see. Disadvantage roll. I got, I think it says a 4. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, no. Use the 14.
Can I?
No.
Rolls a disadvantage. If you roll with inspiration, you don't roll with a disadvantage.
Yes and no, because the first roll was done with disadvantage. Well, what were the two rolls the first time?
It would have been a 13 if it hadn't been rolled with disadvantage.
Okay, you know what? We'll take that because we've almost been playing for an hour.
Okay.
So roll your damage.
Yeah, keep the 13.
Okay. Rolling damage. It's 18 total.
Okay.
Ooh, boy.
That's a very spicy meatball. And the next attack on Method E will be done at advantage because they are sparkly smog.
Mm-hmm. It doesn't smell any better, but it's pretty now.
Dang it, you got your inspiration back. So many great one-liners today, and that's the one that broke me.
She is from Meepo's clan, you know?
Very much fair and valid, and it's a good one-liner. I don't want anyone to misconstrue what I said.
Mm-hmm.
But with that said, sorry. It is now your turn. You are next to a blind, buff Mephit.
Ah, is this the Mephit who said tastes like burning?
Yes.
That's not burning. Breath weapon is burning. How do I do this? Do I have to roll?
No,
do I roll or do
save.
they roll? Dex 11 is the save. They're blind. They do this at disadvantage, right?
Well,
and how
it doesn't
can you
matter
dodge?
because my first roll is a 4.
Oh, well, then, in that case. And now I click the clicky.
8 points of damage to Mephit A.
A mere 8. Curses.
I maintain that if the character had disadvantage, you should have rolled anyway to see if they rolled a natural 1 and dropped their breath.
That's not how it works. That's not how any of this works.
Yes, but I think she still has inspiration already. I don't think she gave it to...
No, she didn't actually give the inspiration over because Utashi already had it and Utashi spent it. Mephit A is going to swing wildly at the flame, trying to put it out, which means they're going to try to boop Sori on the snoot.
Sori snoot is hopefully... Well, that's because Sori snoot is lower than most people think a snoot should be.
Also, that's an 8. Well, they had the flame to guide them in that general direction. It's like you if you are in the water, you know which way is upstream. If you are in the cone of fire, you know which way the fire is moving.
True.
Okay. Method B dissipates. Method C dissipates. Method D is going to fly straight up 10 feet. Navix and Deza. If you wish to make attacks of opportunity, this is a great time to do that.
Doing so. Nope. 7. Wait,
that's 15 from me.
I'm going to use my inspiration.
And the 15 does hit.
So that's a straight 2 damage.
If the 15 hits, the 17 will hit.
The 17 hits, okay.
That is...
Aww.
What is my plus? That is 5 damage. 5 piercing.
All right. I have to click on the Mephit in order to put the damage in, Crash. All right, but it is now 10 feet up in the air and making...
I like the image of a card of Navix's Lynx jumping at the Mephit as it ascends into the air, using a claw attack, his claws getting purchase, and then slipping out and him going, "Yes, I got you. Word, I can't see her."
So I'm going to need Deza, Navix, and Utashi to all make dexterity saving throws.
Okay. I got a 3.
I have a 12.
Do you want to use your inspiration?
Target number is 10.
Yeah, I'll probably use my inspiration and try again if that's allowed.
Natural 20.
It's allowed.
Okay, gonna do that. Try again. Oh, okay. I have a 15 now.
Okay.
Much better.
As we learned in one of the previous games, when Crash says any D20 roll, he means any D20 roll.
This is true. Much to my failure, that is true. None of you are poisoned because you all made your save, but it just did try to do that breath attack that the previous one. And now we're up to Mephit E, which is going to fly towards the fire because Mephits are very wise. It might be part moth. Who knows? Takes a swing at Sori. That is a 13.
That will hit. It's above my AC. That's how it works, right?
Yep. And it does 3 points of slashing damage.
Okay.
All right. We're back up to the top. Navix.
Oh, I'm muted. So this thing is still out of range of me, yes?
It's 10 feet up.
The other 2 are on the ground, though?
They're all flying, but they're flying low enough that they can do claw attacks. So,
Go over here.
Okay.
Attack on D. Is that E? Attack on E.
Okay.
What is that? That's 14 plus
14
5.
hits.
19. So D10.
A 19 hits more.
So 7 damage for the first.
Okay. It goes poof.
Oh, it's dead?
Yeah. Like, I'm not even asking
Okay.
you to roll at advantage because
Cool.
it went poof.
I'm gonna move over here and second attack on the A. That was a 10 plus 5, 14. A 15. That's not
That
any
will hit.
maths. 6 damage.
That one tastes like claws.
Okay.
Mm,
It is blind and dissipating, but not dead yet.
cool. That's my turn.
Okay. Next up,
Returning to
Deza and the
freaking
old
out.
man. What's that?
Going back to freaking out.
Yes, because the UK is doing so well during Eurovision. And now everyone knows when we're recording this.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry. Let me back up. Everyone in Europe knows when we're recording this. Everyone outside of Europe
Maybe not.
probably has no idea.
During Eurovision, of course.
Oh yeah, you're right. Deza, what would you like to do? There's a Mephit 10 feet above you.
Give me 10 seconds.
That's a round and a half. Okay.
3.
I'm going to try Toll the Dead again.
Okay. On who? A or D?
On D, and that it's Wisdom 13 to avoid 10 damage.
Well, that was gonna be a 17. But then
the
it's
die.
to a 3.
I guess
And
it gets
again.
rung like a bell.
The whipping of propellers.
It looks really smug until there's the sound of propellers, and it's kind of fitting that it's made of a gaseous substance because it looks like it just got put through an oscillating fan. Imagine if someone vapes into the exit area of an oscillating fan, but there's still a little bit left. And it's the old man's turn. What's the old man going to do? It's okay. I got this. Ah! He runs over and starts swinging his staff frantically while jumping underneath Mephit D, who is flying just out of range. Utashi.
Heal thyself.
I'm okay. I'm gonna try to help the old man to kill the Mephit by shooting the Mephit with a crossbow bow. And I got a 12 to hit.
A 12 is exactly what you needed.
Okay, here's the damage. It's piercing damage and it's an 8.
All right. How do you want to do this?
I'm gonna aim for its head and watch it go poof.
Okay. So imagine, if you will, a smoke ring.
Okay.
When the crossbow bolt goes through the Mephit's head, 1, you wipe the smug expression off, and 2, you have a donut shape of smoke very briefly before the whole thing just explodes outward.
I did it. I helped.
And I helped. I'm responsible for 50% of the mess, and that's helping. Actually,
It really
I'm the DM.
is.
I'm the DM. Let's be honest. I'm responsible for 25% of the mess. So,
We still have one here, don't we?
yes, they are, I believe, still blind, slightly charred.
I'd say that what seems best is another Sacred Flame. Dex 12 to try to dodge the kablam bombing run from above.
It's the cleric equivalent of Moonfire. And that is the Mephit equivalent of a fail. That's a 5.
Well, in that case, that means I get to roll this die here. And
Okay.
since it's an 8-sided die, it can't possibly be a 9.
All right. So, what does it look like when Sacred Flame incinerates Mephit A?
It probably looks like a column of golden light comes smashing down, and I feel like there's maybe some wisps left afterwards. That seem about right?
Okay. Sure. That is exactly what happens. Orbital bombardment occurs, and there is a slight depression where the Mephit used to be, as a few wisps of smoke, either from the flame itself or from the Mephit corpse, sort of drift away.
So there. That is what burning tastes like.
I always thought burning tasted like charcoal.
Well, you gotta set it on fire before it tastes like burning.
Oh, true, true. So, we've been playing for just over an hour. What do you say we take a short break?
Of course, old man. We should do that.
Okay, I'm going to press the pause button. All right, we're back.
Wrong button!
No, I'm pretty sure that's the right button because the recording timer is going up again. Wait, now it's going down. Why is it going...
Concerning.
Did you hit the
3,
time travel button
2,
again?
1.
I hit
2,
the notes are button.
3.
And now just removing notes one after another.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So this old man is now leaning heavily on his staff and looking around at all of you and goes, "Oh, you're... I'm not quite sure what you are, but that's okay. I have the ability to speak with animals."
We are not animals,
you can talk
and we speak common.
It's okay.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
You see? We understand each other.
And they call us kobolds.
Ah, wonderful. What's a kobold?
Us.
Okay, who's them?
That's a very long story.
People who aren't kobolds.
Oh, that makes
True.
a lot of sense. Now, I have one question for all of you. Where is my other shoe?
Where did you leave it?
I am not a powerful enough wizard to cast Locate Object.
Well, we could
That's a
spend some
shame.
time finding it, though, if you like.
I
Or-
had it on the other day, and then I went around somewhere.
I bet one of the people in that town knows.
So, by the way, I'm looking at your passive perceptions in the encounter tracker, and I will say that every single one of you has a perception high enough to see that when you look down at his feet, he's wearing 2 shoes.
I found your other shoe.
Ah, wonderful. Where was it?
It was in a slightly parallel dimension, and now it is back on your foot.
Again?
Uh-huh.
That's the third time this
They
week.
do that. They do that a lot.
Hmm.
It's a shoe thing.
Apparently so. I wish socks would do that. They leave, but then they don't come back. Anyway, thank you for your help fighting those mephit things. And as he speaks, he sort of waves his hand in a dismissive gesture towards the dissipating clouds of smog. They've been becoming more and more frequent lately.
My name is Deza, and I have a very important question for you.
Speak up.
My name is Deza, and I have a very important question for you, and this is a question that it's very important that you answer honestly and to the best of your ability.
Certainly.
Have you seen a coin like this? And I pull out a gold piece.
Honestly and to the best of your ability.
Well, it's an answer. And I go looking for my crossbow.
That's how you told him to answer it.
I wander off looking.
That is exactly how I told him to answer it.
What is the coin
Yep.
that you are
It's
holding
over
up in
here.
front of the old man?
somewhere.
It's just a standard gold piece from Circulus.
This appears to be made of gold. The design is unusual. No, haven't seen one like this. Did you have it custom made?
Strictly speaking, yes.
Ah, well then no, I don't suppose I've seen any. If you've been adding them to the circulation, they haven't found their way around to... Come to think of it, I don't tend to usually see gold pieces anywhere.
Do the people in that town? Do the people in that town take gold and silver and copper as exchange?
Usually.
That's good to know. Thank you. Why don't we go in that town and buy you a meal?
Sounds like a plan, but we might have to be a little sneaky based on appearances.
Why?
Well, I've been told I look like a crazy old man.
You look about
Well-
like any other mammal.
You look...
I have a secret for you, but you have to promise not to tell anybody.
Oh, I'm very good at keeping secrets.
Okay, here's the secret. We're in disguise.
Which guys?
Disguise. We look different than we usually do,
The old
so that
man
we
looks
can
up.
find out.
No, not these guys.
We look different than we usually do, so that we can find out how the people in this town treat strangers.
Well, I've been called very strange.
Then you'll fit right
Did
in. Let's go and get you a meal.
Okay, let's do that. All right. And
I'm going to lead the old man into town.
Okay, you all start heading towards the town.
Yep.
And as we
Do you
fade
not
out,
look how druids are supposed to look?
what's a druid?
Hey,
You were casting that variety of spellcasters' spells.
I mean, I learned a thing or two while hanging out in the woods.
Druid.
Yes.
Hmm.
Druid is the type of spellcaster who learns things by hanging out in woods.
So that's what they call it. I thought I was a sorcerer.
Hmm.
You never know. There might be druid sorcerers.
I mean, I did learn fireball. Did you see the fireball?
Uh-huh.
I don't think that's a nature spell.
Fire is perfectly natural.
Some kinds
happens-
of druids
said.
do cast it.
All right. So as you are heading towards the city, that's where we're going to end it for tonight.
Okay.
Because some of us need to get going. So thank you everyone for playing. Thank you everyone for listening. Tonight we were joined by a bunch of awesome people, including Chris, Beth, Ellie, Io, and Jen. Does anyone want to plug something?
Use
My
Mom
phone,
books.
for some reason, it didn't charge last night.
Oh no!
Yeah, you better
You can't-
plug it in so you can use it to
Yeah.
buy books at elizabeth-mccoy.com,
That's right.
where Io's mom
Or
writes
to,
them.
well, I don't write them on the thing. I upload them and then I link them. And
I thought you wrote them all in HTML code.
as it happens, I actually kind of do.
So do I.
Yeah, we just sort of, instead of using the italics thing, I type, bracket I bracket word bracket / I bracket.
I write
It's not,
notes
it's not
in
actually.
HTML.
You don't. It's not actually HTML that you write them in, though. It's some obscure format that, for whatever reason, Steve Jackson Games insists on continuing to use.
No, I don't
A
do that
markup
anymore.
language?
And he doesn't use He doesn't do the markup language anymore. No, I write
Really?
them in. Yeah. You do it. You have to do it in Word, and you've got a template that you paste
Lord.
in stuff now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, speaking
No,
of
not
books,
Word.
Speaking of books,
Okay, my website is Book of Jen at bookofjen.net. It does have some book reviews at the top at the time of this recording. I'm going to be adding some more soon. And it's got a lot of video game kind of stuff on it, and then whatever else I feel like putting. That's at bookofjen.net. I'm also the host of the Shattered Soulstone podcast, which releases an episode every Saturday. It primarily focuses on the Diablo series of games and the creative community that makes content around it. And you can find that at shatteredsoulstone.com.
and speaking of podcasts that should invite me onto them,
I do a bi-weekly, fortnightly nerd podcast called the Coast to Coast Expanded Universe. You can find us at tctceu.com. We talk about games, comic books, movies, pop culture, all the things nerd.
but I'm still not editing your fictional video game wiki.
Yeah, you are.
No, I'm not. Okay, so,
and speaking of nerds,
yes, I am one, in fact. And apparently, there's a bunch of nerds who like what we do and decided to help us keep the lights on by becoming patrons. Blah, blah, blah. I can speak. I should probably go to bed, too. So, patreon.com/cogwheelgaming. Help us keep the lights on along with other illustrious patrons and or nerds, depending on how you self-identify, including Chris, Ellie, Eric, Mickey, Shen, Walter, and patron emeritus Cindy. And until next time, this is Crash saying, so, just a quick question. How do you intend to get past the guards?
Our win personalities.
Good.
see,
night,
I
everybody.
was expecting a much different closing quote. I was expecting, so, what's a meal?
Oh, I know what that is. I have so many great stories about meals I've had in the past. Stay a while and listen.
And speaking of staying a while and listen,
Good night, everybody.
See you next
good night.
time.
Oh, wow. Okay.